louder calls from Washington today for policymakers to go slower on austerity.
Well, I think there's an ongoing battle between the different wings of economic orthodoxy in terms of the deficit argument and whether a number of economies are going too far and too fast in terms of the deficit reduction plans, and whether those deficit reduction plans are then themselves causing greater problems. And I think it's very much a case that that intellectual battle is ongoing, not just within the economic orthodoxy, but I think it's also going on within the IMF. And I think that's certainly going to be a subtext which I think is going to continue through the course of today and the meetings over the weekend, but also probably in the upcoming weeks, particularly in relation to the UK as we await the next outlook on the UK economy from the IMF.
Also in Washington today, Bundesbank Chief Jens Weidmann speaks, and of course his comments will be under particular scrutiny, given that earlier this week he seemed to call for an ECB rate cut if the data warranted it. This from the Uber hawk, quite a surprise. How is the euro positioned ahead of this? I mean, if he tries to retract, will the euro just shoot back higher again?
Well, if he does row back from some of those comments, and certainly there have been some that have suggested that the mere headlines have been a little misinterpreted, then that would suggest that the euro may well have an attempt to try and grind back higher. But I think unless we close the week back above the sort of the 131 area, I think it's still the case that the burden of proof is still very much biased towards a weaker euro. I think the data that is upcoming within the next two or three sessions will be pivotal, and I think they will be pivotal to the assumptions of what the ECB will be doing here in terms of the referee rate. I think those flash PMI numbers on Tuesday will be hugely important. So whilst the Bundesbank chief may well try and row back a little bit on some of those comments, I think any rallies in the euro may well just provide opportunities to get short at better levels into those PMI numbers on Tuesday and the IFO on Wednesday.